During a press conference at the end of the G7 summit, President Donald Trump once again lashed out at former President Barack Obama. Trump was asked why he wanted to readmit Russia to the international summit. Russia was booted for its illegal annexation of Crimea. Advertisement: I don't care politically. Trump said, "A lot of people don't understand this. I don't care politically. I don't do things for political reasons. A lot of people are smart. A lot of people say having Russia, which is a power, having them inside the room is better than having them outside the room. I'm not blaming him, but a lot of bad things happened with President Putin and President Obama." Trump then attacked Obama for saying that the use chemical weapons by Bashar al-Assad's regime in Syria would cross his red line. If you can't draw a red line in the sand, you just can't do it. And the other was Ukraine, having to do with a certain section of Ukraine that you know very well, where it was sort of taken away from President Obama. Not taken away from President Trump, taken away from President Obama. President Obama was not happy this happened because it was embarrassing for him. Right. It was very embarrassing for him, and he wanted Russia to be out of what was called the G8. And that was his determination. He was outsmarted by Putin. He was outsmarted. President Putin outsmarted President Obama, and I can understand how President Obama would feel. He wasn't happy. Advertisement: Trump insisted Russia's annexation of Crimea could have been stopped. He later added that getting booted from the summit was a pretty tough thing for Vladimir Putin. He is a proud person. Would I invite him? I would certainly invite him. Whether or not he could come, psychologically, is a tough thing for him to do. You have a G8, now a G7, you invite the person that was thrown out really by President Obama and really because he got outsmarted. Watch video below. Advertisement: enjoy this piece. Then let us make a small request. Like you, we here at Raw Story believe in the power of progressive journalism, and we're investing in investigative reporting as other publications give it the axe. Raw Story readers power David E. K. Johnston's DCR report, which we've expanded to keep watch in Washington. We've exposed billionaire tax evasion and uncovered White House efforts to poison our water. We've revealed financial scams that prey on veterans, and legal efforts to harm workers exploited by abusive bosses. We've launched a weekly podcast, We've Got Issues, focused on issues, not tweets. And unlike other news outlets, we've decided to make our original content free. But we need your support to do what we do. Raw Story is independent. You won't find mainstream media bias here. We're not part of a conglomerate, or a project of venture capital brothers. From unflinching coverage of racism, to revealing efforts to erode our rights, Raw Story will continue to expose hypocrisy and harm. Unhinged from billionaires and corporate overlords, we fight to ensure no one is forgotten. We need your support to keep producing quality journalism and deepen our investigative reporting. Every reader contribution, whatever the amount, makes a tremendous difference. Invest with us in the future. Make a one-time contribution to Raw Story Investigates, or click here to become a subscriber. Thank you. Click to donate by check. Enjoy this piece. Then let us make a small request. Like you, we here at Raw Story believe in the power of progressive journalism, and we're investing in investigative reporting as other publications give it the axe. Raw Story readers power David E. K. Johnston's DCR report, which we've expanded to keep watch in Washington. We've exposed billionaire tax evasion and uncovered White House efforts to poison our water. We've revealed financial scams that prey on veterans, and efforts to harm workers exploited by abusive bosses. We've launched a weekly podcast, We've Got Issues, focused on issues, not tweets. Unlike other news sites, we've decided to make our original content free. But we need your support to do what we do. Raw Story is independent. You won't find mainstream media bias here. We're not part of a conglomerate, or a project of venture capital brothers. From unflinching coverage of racism, to revealing efforts to erode our rights, Raw Story will continue to expose hypocrisy and harm. Unhinged from corporate overlords, we fight to ensure no one is forgotten. We need your support to keep producing quality journalism and deepen our investigative reporting. Every reader contribution, whatever the amount, makes a tremendous difference. Invest with us in the future. Make a one-time contribution to Raw Story Investigates, or click here to become a subscriber. Thank you. Report typos and corrections to email protected. Send news tips to email protected. Let's blog ads. Why?